we'd say, how many people grew up with an example within their family or their neighborhood or their own sphere of influence, an example of someone living a lifestyle of addiction or deception, or, I mean, really just about every hand would go up, 10 out of 10. And then I would say, now how many people grew up with an example within their family or their neighborhood or their sphere of influence of someone who was following the 12 steps of recovery as a way of life and involved in that as a way of life and as an example to you or a younger generation? And hardly any hand would ever go up. And so you have to figure that, this is cultural, this is being passed on, right? And so I think if you go to detox today, my hope is it would be less of a 10-0 score, Maybe those 10 hands would still go up as to who really grew up with an example of addiction in their family, but maybe there'd be 2 or 3 grow up saying, or maybe there'd be 2 or 3 hands up saying, I do have an uncle, I do have an aunt, I do have a cousin that was involved in 12 steps. We were trained that the greatest addictions, the most common addictions, were illegal drugs. Intravenous heroin. Marijuana is still an illegal drug most places. Stimulants, cocaine. That isn't as true anymore. We certainly have a problem with illegal drugs, but statistically there is a bigger public health problem with prescription drugs than illegal drugs. So, what does that mean? That means that people like me and my colleagues, we are part of the problem. Okay? Hard to admit. Hopefully we're getting better at it. Hopefully less and less. One prescription that ends up in the wrong hands is one too many. The daily wellness card, I am very enthused about it still, because it is about what can I do to have my best health. If I'm doing my daily wellness plan, I'm having less time to relapse or to cross-addict or to get caught up in the obsession and the compulsion of addiction.